Alright. Hello, everybody. We've got a best-of-3 semi-finals here between Kaizi Gaming Solar, a fantastic StarCraft 2 Pro-Zerg here, and the best Protoss player in the world, Dragon Phoenix Gaming's herO in the bottom right side of the map. This is a best-of-3. We are watching the ESL North American Weekly Cup, 400 USD prize pool on the line. And these two guys are both very beastly. herO has been really dynamic recently, swapping between extreme aggression and fainting aggression, and then just going up to like 5 bases and having all the splash damage and rolling over his opponents. I love watching him play. Solar, I've cast him play some Protoss earlier today, and he's been very conservative. A lot of the Koreans are playing a lot of Roach Hydra and very slowly taking up into Lurkers and Vipers. I think it's a really weak style if the Protoss is flexible enough to not just headbutt into their defensive setup. Stalkers and Zealots are never going to break through Roach Hydra, even if you've got a bit of an economic lead, because on creep, that composition just absolutely destroys in the mid game. But if you can get into splash damage and explode economically behind it, that composition kind of hits its expiry date. So at the moment, we've been seeing a standstill between most Protoss players of massing Blink Stalkers and Zealots. Their composition starts to expire, and it kind of just goes that way, you know? Where they're like, oh, I got Roach Hydra, I have Stalkers, and then one of them attacks in and throws their army away, like really stupidly. So I think herO has been one of the players who's been forcing not that meta. He's been really active with his transitions, and I think he's a bit ahead of most of the Protoss players, because he kind of invented this mass Blink Stalker Zealot, take a quick third, take a quick fourth meta, obviously open up with an Oracle just to cover that third and cover that fourth. But from there, he's actually been very quick to mix it up and play some interesting styles and change it this way and that. He's chronoing probes really hard this early game. He's still got some chrono saved up. Notice he canceled the shade. So he shows the Adept shading, goes out of vision, and the Overlord has no idea. Is the Adept running across the map, or is it inside the main base? This is the classic basic trick that most Protoss players like to do at high level. Stops the Zerg from just running the Zergling in. Because if he does run in, the Adept will stop him getting into the main and scouting that Stargate. Behind this, a quick third base for Solar. He's got plus 1 Ling Speed, I was going to call that. Plus 1 Ling Speed. No, it's just called Ling Speed. Technically Metabolic Boost, but if we used all of the lore names, then StarCraft would be pretty hard for your average viewer. You'd be like, yo, he needs to get the pneumatized carapace. Ugh. Has he got glial reconstitution for his attack timing? And you're like, oh, Jesus Christ. People are like, which one is that again? You know, it's like, just call them Roach Speed. Call them Zealot Speed. Call them Blinkety-Blink Adept Glaives. Probably one of the fancier names. Probe here. Is it going to get focused down? No, it's not. Oracle turns on its laser beam, though. That probe's going back, and the Zerglings want it so badly. Does the Stalker get the Overlord? Just barely. No, it doesn't! The Overlord lives to see another day. 1 hit point. Barry the Overlord. I'm telling you guys, he's out there looking at that planet, contemplating life and existence. I'm telling you, he's got a new lease on life, does that Stalker. Oh, what? He was still in range? No. Oh, well, that's not what you want. That was not good. All right, never mind, guys. herO, oh yeah, he actually also likes to do a charge opening. So I forgot about that until I saw the Robo go down. So he's going to go Robo. He can build Immortals as well, but he's big on opening up pretty heavy into the charge. So definitely likes doing that. Robo Forge, we expect a Twilight as well, and indeed it does go down in that main base. Oracle's picking off the Creep Tumors. He hasn't really killed a lot of stuff though, right? 3 Zerglings, an Overlord, 2 Creep Tumors. The Overlord isn't really game-changing. A Lair starts at 4 minutes 50. Still only on 1 gas is Solar. That Queen, nice transfuses to save her. Oh, hero's so horny. I would run away when I see 3-4 Queens with energy transfusing each other. herO just dives. herO sees a Spore. He dives again. A lot of energy goes down there. Doesn't actually kill much. So gets 1 Queen, but 1 Queen's not the end of the world. Their job is kind of to defend from the air. Ooh. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Oh, get the sentries in the gap, herO. Oh, good force field, though. Oh, very good force fields. I mean, he does waste his energy there just to keep him alive, but better than losing the sentries. 100 gas units. Very, very expensive. And we're going to see a gold base momentarily for Solar, which is going to fall under attack from Stalkers from behind it, and it's never going to get to mine from it. Solar was super big brain. He'd take this top left base, but he's not going to. He's going to take the gold base like everyone does on this map. And then what's going to happen? If this wasn't herO, I would already tell you guys what's going to happen, but Robo Bay is on the way. Straight to Blink Disrupt. I'm telling you guys, herO, he's so much more focused on splash damage, and he just takes a quick fourth. He's like, yeah, pre 6 minute fourth and disruptors. I don't even need that much stuff. Heck yeah. I really like the way he mixes things up compared to a lot of players out there. He's got a Warp Prism and 2 Adepts. He's not doing his charge style. I think he realized his charge style is very vulnerable to some Roach Queen pushes, Nidus Worms, that sort of stuff. And does get those Adepts on out of there. We are, of course, playing on the Korean server, despite it being the North American Weekly, as both players are from Korea. And it's going to be that super conservative Roach Hydra transition, guys. Roaches, Hydras, few Lings for map control for now. But I look at that worker count, I look at that supply count, I realize the Protoss has Colossus, not even Disruptors on the way. And I always feel really good for the Protoss in these circumstances. Ling scout the gold base, and they're just going to have to get on out of there. Oracles turn on their lasers and shoo them away. Overseer going towards the main infestation pit for the Lurker transition. Now, Solar has had an amazing multi-prong game on this map recently, so I'm not counting him out by any means. I just think this position massively favors herO, and he is doing everything I wish more Protoss players would do against a defensive Roach Hydra Zerg. Take a quick fourth, add splash damage, probe up said fourth base, take the economic lead, and take advantage of the inflexibility of Roach Hydra. Roach Hydra can't do anything till those upgrades are done. They can't really attack into splash damage very well until they have Lurkers and Vipers. So Solar's kind of forced to just tech up to Lurkers. Now, the problem with Colossus instead of Disruptors is you need to hit a timing attack pre-Lurker, pre-Viper, otherwise those Colossus are not going to scale very well. Likewise, the Colossus don't do so much versus the Roaches. Great versus Lings, great versus Hydras, kind of soft versus everything else. I think he's hidden his Colossus for now. So Solar might think he's up against Disruptors. Now, herO sees this army coming forth. You can see the way he F2s forward to fight it. Almost throws his Oracles away, but quickly corrects in time. herO is constantly F2ing and constantly correcting his army movement. You can see here he's got the Oracles on number 1, Warp Prism on number 2. Nothing else in his army is control grouped. He does have Nexus control group, main and natural for 5 and 6. He does not have his 3rd or his 4th control grouped, except on the overall Nexus control groups. Stasis Trap up there, a cute little bait. 5th base on the way for Solar. Solar's gone up to 81 drones, so he's got a healthy economy. Doesn't have a second Evo though. Nothing besides Lurkers and Vipers really on the cards for him. I'd like to see double Robo Disruptor come out for herO. I feel like if you go triple Robo Disruptor, you can even beat Vipers. People always point out that Vipers beat Disruptors, but Zergs very rarely build more than 2. Solar's really smart though, he builds 3. I was going to say with 2 Vipers, they could only abduct 4 Disruptors. If you have 6 or 8, you're still going to have plenty of Boom Booms. Nice warp in. Zerglings ain't going to get much done here. The Zealots should be able to hold on, especially warping in some more Stalkers at home to help out. Big push coming forward. The Lurkers and the Vipers aren't ready yet. This is the perfect push timing. I said Colossus would be really bad once Vipers and Lurkers are out. Well, guess what? He's hit before the Vipers and the Lurkers are out. Oh, I bet he wishes he had Blink ready there. Couldn't quite get that Viper, but he will be able to deny the gold base. And he wants to push in even further, but the Lurkers have arrived, and their range upgrade's done in 20 seconds. Careful, herO. And Solar pulls the drones back to that top left. This army wants to get more. He doesn't want this to be all he's got. The Disruptor's ready, but I like the way herO's holding it in. He's holding it in. There we go! Big ball! Oh! 2 Lurkers go down. 2 more Lurkers get clipped by that. This is a really bad position to be in. Solar needs those abducts on those Disruptors right now. But herO, he's had that economic lead this whole time. Remember, he was so greedy against the Roach Hydra. He's going to grab more Disruptors. Need to get abducted here. Colossus gets abducted. Big abduct so far. The army's coming on in for herO. Oh! Abducts that ball just before it detonates. He cancels the Disruptor shot. herO YOLOs in and gets wiped. Absolutely annihilated. Oh man, what started as a good push for herO turned into him trying to get way too aggressive. But he does pick off some units on the retreat here. He maintains position. If he could get some Zealots in this top left base during this, he could do so much damage. His supply is not too far behind. Remember, herO has 81 probes. So the thing is, if you build a big economy, you can get away with overextending a little bit like this. Random Disruptor on the bottom of the map. As I said, it's herO, guys. He is one of the scrappiest, sometimes sloppiest players out there. Solar's Changelings saw his army retreat. He should know he's coming. Solar, get up there! What's going on, Solar? Oh, he sees a Warp Prism going to the bottom and he's distracted. And that allows the army to take position. Oh no, Solar. Big Zealot warp in the main, and the Roaches, they move command through it. Zealots wreck Roaches unless the Roaches are clumped up in a choke point. And oh no, Solar getting overrun. Even though that attack washed up Solar was not able to reproduce here and get his units ready and in the right positions. herO said, okay, cool, you defended one area, but I've already pushed you into your corner of the map. You can't handle this onslaught. The Zealots annihilate this Roach Hydra. He pulls back towards the ramp. The Zealots can just pull away from that ramp as well. 4th base has gone down as well as the 5th. There's Adepts in here killing drones right now. This army rotating around. There are Lurkers defending there. He's going to try and pull back. Where's that Abduct? Get over here. Solar hangs on, but he's got 40 less workers right now. And remember, guys, if you've got the Zerg pinned back in a very immobile and inflexible style, you can both attack and be exceptionally greedy at the same time. herO figured this out far before most Protoss players, and I'm so impressed every time he does this because he gets a bit sloppy with his attacks. Doesn't matter, guys. He's playing Zerg Toss with splash damage. A lot of players are trying to overwhelm Zerg with Zealot Stalker and more economy. herO's like, yeah, how about you add splash damage to that, and then let's see Zerg deal with it. He's got more balls than there is Abducts available. Only one Abduct here. He throws 2 Disruptors at once. You can't stop them both. 3 Lurkers get popped. And I think a Zealot flank on the top right coming in from this would destroy this army. There is only 1 Oracle available. Can he get the Lurkers? He only tags 2 of them. And there's only 1 Observer out right now. Cannons do take out the Lurker in the top side. He's just going to move around. herO's like, dude, why would I fight this army? Let's just counterattack and force him to come into me. The Disruptor's looking for the big balls. Oh, not the best aim on those Disruptors, though. 2 or 3 balls went right past the army. He's just going to dive past. herO's like, I have so much money, I don't care. Lurker is denying the mining on the gold. The Oracle comes in the main, and it will be going down here to that Queen. Zealot Stalker comes in. If that Sentry moves up the ramp, he can force field. Toot, 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 toot. He's going to try and get in the main, but herO does end up losing that guy. That Lurker goes down, but he just pulls back. He's up in front of the tech. The Observer there will allow him to kill these Lurkers as well. And herO just has way too much stuff. Solar getting overrun. Aggression, greed, and expansive play. Not afraid to take some economic risks there. herO swarm Solar. All right, guys, let's go game 2. We've got Solar down here. herO being annoying with his probe. Who would have ever thought it, guys? herO being annoying with a probe? Never. He's going for a pretty standard opening behind this. Nexus into Cybercore, second gas. I mean, it's pretty... He loves his Oracle opening. He doesn't feel like he needs to change it too much. I do wonder... After that last game as Solar, are you like, okay, I'm just going to push into you and just do a big, like, Roach all in, Roach Queen, something like that. I do think there's room as well. I mean, this is a bigger map, so it's kind of hard to do it, but potentially you can actually do just like a shove with Roach, like with Ravager Zergling, right, at about 5 minutes 30. Not even with Alera, not even with Queens, and just kind of rely on the fact that he's so overly aggressive with his Oracles. But guess what, guys? It's a Robo first. So he goes Robo, delays Warp Gate, so the Overlord thinks this is a Stargate build. I think we're going to see the Disruptor drop, and he often goes into a 3rd base off that. herO doesn't always all in off it. Like, a lot of Protoss, they go Robo, you know they're doing a 2-base all in. Not necessarily the case here. Overlord is going to take some hits. Interesting wall-off. For those who don't know, herO has some of the jankiest wall-offs I've ever seen in my life. We cast a series the other day of him versus Dark, and oh my god, I have never seen wall-offs so ridiculously awkward, but this one is pretty fine, because you just build a gateway there. But just keep your eyes on his wall-offs in this series, because he does screw it up sometimes, and uh-oh. Oh no! herO, you just let a Zergling walk right in, bro! Oh my god. But Solar's not scouting! Solar! Oh my god, Solar! Oh my god, Solar just messed up so bad. herO messed up, lets him scout, and then Solar doesn't even look at it because he wasn't expecting it to see what's up. He's going to click this Overlord there. Oh my god. So this is interesting because he's going to start with what I think is just clear up the Overlord and then a 2 Adept drop. I think he clears that up. Then these 2 Adepts get in the Prism while the Stalker takes place in the wall. So, and he's going Glaives. Okay, but it's Robo first into Glaives, whereas normally you'd see Twilight first if it was Glaives. So you're not thinking about that. When you see a fast Prism, you think about Disruptors, Immortals, all these other things where you might want to build a bit more Zerglings, things which aren't good against Glaive Adepts. And that's why this is such a clever way of doing it for herO. We'll see how it works out. He's only got 1 Adept coming across the map plus this Prism. So it looks like he will warp in at home. He's going to go for that 3rd base as well. He loves getting a quick 3rd up with these builds. Overlord coming into the main. Stalker's going to get that kill as well. So he's already killed an Overlord and a couple Zerglings. And Solar still is like, dude, where's your deck? It's behind the main. It's the one spot you didn't check with your Zergling earlier. Solar, scout! Oh man, I do talk about Solar being unlucky and stuff. Obviously, you know, luck. Finally, he sees what's up. He sees it. This is going to be a Glaive Adept follow-up. He's like, oh shit. But third base is in the open, guys. He's got about 10 Zerglings. They could cancel the third if those Adepts and Stalkers don't get there quickly. There are Adepts hitting him on the other side of the map as well, though. He's got to be careful. I think these Adepts and Stalker will barely keep this third alive. The Adepts cancel at the front. They're going to go for it, guys. The third Nexus is going to go down. Nice snipe for Solar. But he does almost lose a Queen. These Zerglings still having to pull back for that Shade. He's going to... Oh, he's going to commit in here. I guess with only 5, you can just juggle them and eventually lose 1 Adept, and that's fine. Pulling back, definitely the right idea here. He will lose 1 Adept, and that is fine. Drops him. Oh, he shuffles him. He shuffles him to the low ground. Okay, guys, he still has not lost an Adept. Wait, he did lose an Adept. I don't know when that happened. But he lost only 1 Adept so far this game versus 18 Zerglings. Third base heavily delayed, though. Forge goes down. No gases there, and a little supply blocked right now. Is herO having that third Nexus not finish? Kind of messed up his plans on the supply count. Nexus does provide almost as much supply as 2 pylons, by the way. The Adepts are going to go on in there, and oh, okay, the Adepts are going to get some good damage. Oh man, the Zerglings got a good surround, but there just wasn't a critical mass to actually kill them, and especially with Glaive Adepts, they clear them so fast. Oh, nice transfuses. Solar keeps the Queen alive. Cancel this Shade, maybe? I think if he left 2 Adepts there, that would have been huge. There was nothing in the main, but herO wasn't realizing. Both of them weren't really watching that. They were both assuming just the Shade was going to happen. herO assumed he would split the units, and he's going to try and Shade out of there. Only gets 2 drones. He's going to split up now for some flexible follow-up pressure. Looks like he's warping in more Adepts at home. Oh my god, the Prism is taking some big damage. Get out of there, mate. Careful. And F2, guys. This here is F2 personified. herO randomly with an Observer and a Stalker in the middle of the map. Solar runs straight past it. He's like, dude, I'm going to give you a freebie. You can walk home, random Stalker. The Adepts are down here as well. Remember, herO here with some weird-ass messy control, but denying mining time, and the Adept Shade in. Make it 3 kills, make it 4, 5 or 6. Let's go! Adept Shade into the natural as well. Oh, he's stacking up those worker kills. Solar not able to defend. 2 Adepts survive there. These 2 Adepts will go down. Gets the Stalker and the Observer. They're still running around the map. I don't know. Is he looking for fucking Overlords with that? Or is that actually an accident? I don't know, man. Definitely, I think a lot of weird control going on from herO, as always. But he finds himself ahead. The chaos favors the man that always puts himself in the chaotic situations. This is his training environment. He always plays games like this. Changeling going down to the natural. Obviously, it does go down. We've got a 3rd Immortal popping out. Ooh, 4 Immortal timing. I think he'll build a 4th, chrono it, and go? Or will he just go soon? I think a 4th Immortal would be huge. He's going to take a 4th base as well. But I feel like when you have this many Immortals up this early... Oh, I guess he doesn't really have any sentries, does he? So, yeah, maybe not. He's got Glaive Adepts, though. It would be a very good idea to push across the map and just make Solar uncomfortable. Solar's doing a Roach Ravager Ling all-in counterattack. Remember, herO's been so greedy in this series. I told you guys he might want to just go throw a brick into the face of herO and try to smash that annoying little Protoss smile of his. Obviously speaking from Solar's point of view, I think herO has an adorable smile. His nickname used to be the Smiling Assassin, as well as the Prince of IEM, because he won a lot of IEMs. He won a lot of tournaments in Heart of the Swarm, man. Second Robo and Robo Bay on the way. Observer sees giant army coming. Unsiege and dodge. You're going to get biled, son. Solar once again. Okay, there we go. Let's get rid of that Observer. Adepts are shading home. Cleans up a few Zerglings and shades out of there. Good. Micro teleports his units back. Where'd those Adepts go, actually? I didn't even know. Oh, he shaded them forward to try and intercept the Ling rally, but it's actually mostly a Roach rally. Immortals are there. Ooh, cops a few of those biles to the face of that Immortal. Stalker's kind of blocking it a little bit. He's got to be careful. Hasn't activated Overcharge. I think he wants to do it further back. Careful. Careful, mate. herO has to activate the Overcharge. He's a little low on units right now. And he doesn't warp in anything over there in the natural yet. He's going to need a few Stalkers there. Otherwise, Solar's going to force him to attack into the opening. Double Disruptors on the way, though, and I think that just shuts this down. So as long as herO buys time, he's good. Definitely looking at that first Disruptor. Oh my god, the Immortals eat biles, though. The Prism is trying to drop the Disruptor in. Oh, 4 or 5 Ravagers go down. Probes are pulled, another one comes forward. It gets 2 Ravagers, and that will be that. 10 probes go down, but he's still up 7 probes after that. herO with a fantastic hold.